The Eindhoven Brainport region is a booming place. It's thriving because of companies that are doing well, that are very relevant geopolitically. And I see in the upcoming elections for the municipality, for the city council, many of the political parties who know how to spend the money to make Eindhoven a more livable city, which presumably is very important. But we need to have the money for that. And whom else to ask for that than the alderman of Brainport, of the economy, Stijn Steenbakkers. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you the one who is going to earn the money?
No, I'm not the one who's going to earn the money, but it's a perfect point. So I'm very happy to answer this. I think one of the big problems in politics and also in our elections now is there are a lot of politicians and political parties who want to spend money and spend even more money, tax more people, tax more companies. But first, money has to be earned. And that's why it's very important to create a climate from local government, regional government and national government for companies to thrive, to earn money, to grow. Because first money needs to be earned and then we can spend it. And I think what you see in the upcoming elections also locally is that all politicians are thinking of how am I going to spend more money on this, on or that. Very good, but first let's earn it.
In the end, the population of Eindhoven, including the internationals, have to vote. And then it reads nice if Eindhoven becomes a nicer city. If Eindhoven is richer, that may be harder. So what is then the headline of what CDA in Eindhoven is selling to the population?
I want to say actually Eindhoven or home, you know. It needs to be first a city where it's livable and where people can meet, companies can meet, people can grow, companies can grow. And then you can do both things at once. So you can grow and earn more money, which is very important. And on the other hand, you can spend it on all things you want to make the city better, make it greener, spend more on education, spend more on roads, spend more on buses. And I think you need to do both. And what you see with a lot of politicians and a lot of political parties is that the only focus is how am I going to spend more money on this, on or that. But they're not paying for it. It's the people in the city and the companies who are paying for it.
I can imagine you've been working hard on exactly that topic.
Yeah.
After a couple of years, you want to tell your electorate, the ones who have been voting for you, my job is done, I did well.
I think, but it's always on the people of Eindhoven to say and actually to vote on me or on the Christian Democrats in the upcoming elections, the CDA. But I think we did a lot. We did a lot on our companies. So ASML is going to grow. The Brainport Industry Campus is going to grow. The High-Tech Campus is going to grow. We have done a lot for the small and medium-sized enterprises, like subsidies for make their business greener, less rules, because that's another thing. We have far too much rules also locally. So we made a program which is called Snappen of Schrappen, which is actually in English, you have to understand it or otherwise we're going to cut rules. And the first 20 are already gone. And I think we need to go further on that path. So that's why I'm very much motivated to go for another term.
Then I would definitely say stay tuned, because we will ask Stijn Steenbakkers about whether you want to cut all these rules from The Hague, from Brussels or locally in Eindhoven. But talking about ASML is growing, we are recording this interview right on the day that ASML had great financial figures, but is laying off 1,700 people. At the same time, or before, we had Peter Wenning, ex-CEO, let's say, warn us that prosperity is not a given. We interviewed Jeroen Dijsselbloem, and also said, well, it may not be forever, so is there also a call for urgency?
Yeah, very much a call for urgency, because sometimes we're a little bit dumb, fat and happy. So,
like Peter Wenning said.
Exactly, he spoke very true words. We always talk about working less, spending more on this, spending more on that, but not on how are we going to earn more money, because what the success now is not given for the future, so you have to work hard for it every day. The companies, the knowledge institutes, but also local government. And that's why we need to go further ahead and with cutting rules, with making business climate better, with investing in startups, in scale-ups. So that's a very much a vocal point in the CDA program for the upcoming elections. And I think that the news of today, ASML is also preparing for the future. So they're doing very well. On the other hand, ASML is doing the same at this moment. They're going to shake up the pillow and create a more efficient company. And I think also that's a thing which government needs to do. So we grew already a lot as a municipality. That's why also one of the 10 points in our program is that we're going to cut 50 policy people at our place and spend it on people who are actually very busy with preparing concrete projects in the city. Less talking, more working.
That sounds almost like, let's say, in the Dutch Christian culture, the Protestant culture, first work hard and then relax, which may be a bit different from the Southern culture, where it is enjoy life. You're from this region.
Yeah.
CDA is preaching to be fatsoenlijk.
Yeah.
Fatsoenlijk, but still making business.
Of course.
Not in the way of making business as the US president is doing.
No. You can do both things at once. So you can have a very nice life and also relax, but you can also work hard. And then the relaxing is also nice. So the Christian Democrats and the CDA fatsoenlijk program is also about how are we going to speak to each other? How do we react to each other in a normal way? But one of the points is indeed that we need to work hard to make the success we have today also the success of the future for our children and our grandchildren.
We're talking to someone from Brabant. On the CDA list we have internationals, many internationals in fact. What would attract internationals to the Christian party CDA, to the hardworking party CDA, to the decent party CDA?
I think it's, we're with both feet on the ground and everybody can join us in a very easy way. And I think one of the things which I hear from internationals is that we had a lot of concrete successes. So no policy documents and a lot of talking, but just building another school, making a company grow, making more houses. And that are key elements which are very important for internationals. And another thing where I got a lot of emails and WhatsApp messages from internationals is also our vocal and very important point on speaking Dutch. So we're saying that internationals are here for the long run. They're one of us. Come and join. And then also speaking Dutch is important. And on the other hand, speaking English for the Dutch population here is very important. So making the connection between internationals and the local people, learning Dutch, that's also one thing I hear, which is very much appreciated by internationals for the CDA.
Sounds like you're confident that there are a lot of things to do locally here in Eindhoven.
And I think which is very important, or now a list of candidates, there are a lot of internationals on it with a lot of background. So here you can see really the international community Eindhoven is, but also the local and the Brabant community Eindhoven is. We share it, we blend it, and we actually show the population of Eindhoven that you can do both, and it's very much a nice connection.
Sounds almost like you can lean back or improve how things are running from The Hague.
Now we will never lean back locally in Eindhoven. We will work very hard until the elections, but also after. And the rumors there are about The Hague, I know them. I'm very happy in Eindhoven. I'm very happy in the Brainport region. There are lots of work to do still. Look forward to the upcoming local elections.
And if you give a message to Brussels, to The Hague, I think they are aware of the importance of Brainport. Yeah. Is that also enough? They are giving money to this region?
Yeah, so but I think there are two things. So after this batch of money, we still need to invest in it more because the growth isn't done in 2040. And the other message would be, okay, let's do less talking and more working. So we made an agreement on several projects to do, and what we see is we need to focus on the execution of those projects. That's very important. So that's why our program of the CDA in Eindhoven is very concrete, very much about what we call in Dutch, de uitvoering.
Making Eindhoven a thriving city,
Yeah.
then you would have the money to spend it. What are the plans for CDA? I can imagine making it a nice place also makes it easier to attract talent,
Of course.
To move around
Yeah.
here. How do you see that? How are you going to spend the money?
Now, so first we talk about how are we going to earn it. Then we talk about how we're going to spend it. We want to keep also the taxes at a normal level for our people and our businesses. And if you look at how we want to spend it, that's on a very easy way. So the big challenges we have, building more houses, creating better infrastructure, building enough schools, but also very easy and small things in the neighborhood. So making every neighborhood can say three things they want, and we're just going to do them. So if it's a barbecue in the neighborhood, or it's an extra cleaning day for the neighborhood, just put it at the central point of the neighborhood and make it happen.
The 18th of March. Your vote, your voice. Eindhoven chooses. For which party we leave up to you. But it is important, I guess, for the internationals to vote.
Very important. So that's why I urgently call to all internationals, go out and vote on the 18th of March. And of course, vote CDA.
Stijn Steenbakkers, Alderman for Brainport, for the economy, and running for CDA. Success with that.
Thank you very much.